remember back then I would boil, make some nice kachumbali, take them round.
Wow. Selling around the markets.
Yes, I would go if there is a mjengo somewhere. I go sell to those people who are jengaring hapo, natoka hapo naenda to another site nikipatana yako barabara.
Na kunauza.
And immediately I left there, I called my husband and I told him kuna mtu anataka mayai trim ya 8. Can we get them?
It's not an advantage to us actually to have quite a number of birds that are doing these plus size eggs. We just rather they're doing the average, the medium size eggs. These are the drinkers that we were talking about. If you check on the rest of the house utapata iko dry mzuri. Sasa kama hapa kuna maji kidogo imemwagika, so like is done from the elevated tank. So anytime wakikunywa maji ipungue hapa chini, the weight of this bell goes down. So ikipanda kidogo maji inatoka. Don't be surprised ukienda upate kuku wa 2 kg, 3 kg. It doesn't mean that necessarily huyo kuku amepewa dawa or anything. Just give them feed, give them water. They're going to grow and they're going to perform. Yeah. 2 months, then they should be moving to the next area where they at least have more space. They can spread, they can play around, they can do a few more things.
People will come and tell you, I bought a chicken in so and so places, and nikiekelea kwa jiko ina turn either ka peach color ama ka greenish color, ama inakuwa kama big G or something. Yes. So they keep asking, what is it that you do to your chicken that is different? And we tell them we rear our chicken normally. Yes. Like we let the chick grow.
Yes. So hello people, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching us from. Welcome to our channel once again, and thank you so much to every person that has been supporting us, subscribing, liking and sharing all our content. Asanteni sana. And guys, today we are at the farm, CREST FARM, and here they farm chicken. A lot of things to do with chicken, eggs, chicks, chicken fins, and this is the conversation that we are going to have today. Why? I know so many of you really want to, learn 1 or 2, 3 things about chicken farming, and you have many questions that you ask, how do I start? And today we are meeting an amazing couple that work together, of course. They say always when you're working as couples, you're likely to have more yields because you're here supporting one another. So we'll be speaking to Flo and Kim. And so I want to welcome you to our video today. Come, and let's learn together. Karibuni, let's see this.
Karibu.
Hi guys.
Hi, how are you?
I am fine, thank you.
Karibu.
Asante sana. Flo and Kim.
Salama
and
mambo.
you have someone, you have a guest here.
Yes.
We have baby Ruby.
Kuna mkulima mdogo hapa.
How are you?
Mwambie tuko fiti.
Yes, you are finally here.
Yes.
We are happy to learn.
Karibuni sana. Shughuli kidogo ya ukulima hapa.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So where do I start? I can see gumboots and all of you are in gumboots.
Yes.
So I should wear the gumboots.
Yes. And then you dip your feet into the water.
Awesome. With the gumboots. So
yes. The water is treated.
Awesome.
Just to make sure that our chicken are safe.
Yes, I was just about to ask, why do we need to step on the water?
It's for the safety purposes.
Well, to just make sure kama uko na kuku kwako, usitoe homa ya kuku kwako ulete hapa, ama ubebe ya hapa upeleke kwako.
Okay.
Yes, that's right.
So guys, come, let's learn from Flo and Kim today.
Karibuni sana.
Karibuni sana.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, like I said, you guys are a couple?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
You are husband and wife. So did you start rearing chicken before you were husband and wife, or you came and said, we need money. We cannot eat this love, we need money.
We need money.
So we have to think of what to do.
Actually, we started after
After you got married.
Yeah, after we got married. So I'm a lover of chicken, a big lover of chicken.
Yes.
So our journey began from right after we got married. We would go to Soko, and I would tell him, literally, I'm not going home without a chicken.
Oh, nice.
And he would ask me, you are an accountant? I'm an accountant. How much are we spending on this chicken? So after doing some 1, 2, 3 months, and our firstborn was in, he was like, me, I cannot sustain your appetite for chicken. So I need to bring you some nice chicks so that you can rear them yourself and eat as much as you would want.
Oh, nice.
Naye wakuleta ni nani? Hey. Mimi nikifikiria naletewa 20 chicks. He came with 100.
Oh, nice. The first time.
The first time.
Yes.
So for me, I had not done farming before.
Yes.
I didn't know actually what to do after what. But good enough for them, they had done farming before.
As a family, the mother.
Yeah, the mother, the
Yes.
father, they used to do farming.
Yes.
So with the guidance of his mother, I was taught how to brood. Then actually the first lot, we brooded in his mother's kitchen. In his mother's kitchen. So then after that, we transferred them to one of the wards.
Ingia huku
And our journey
uleta
began
yule mmoja.
whereby I really love God with the first lot. With the first lot, we lost none. We actually had 100% transition.
Wow.
From chicks to now grown-up chicken.
Then
After that, we found ourselves into crisis because we wanted to eat chicken, but now jogos are there, they're fighting. You can't eat all of them together.
wow.
The moiras are there, they're all rearing, so you getting 2+ trays a day, and you only need 4.
Yes.
Remember, we were two plus an infant.
Yes.
So we felt like now we need to think of where to get this into. So we tried look for suppliers, but we can openly say that it didn't come through. Why we say it didn't come through is that anytime we tried to ask somebody whether they can come buy our eggs, they wanted to buy our Kienyeji eggs the way you buy Leah's eggs. And I felt like it's a bit of loss.
Yes.
So with all the learning, we said kwanza tuweke masomo kando and twende tukauze.
Wow.
So I remember back then I would boil, make some nice kachumbali, take them round.
Wow. Selling around the markets.
Yes, I would go if there is a mjengo somewhere. I go sell to those people who are jengaring hapo, natoka hapo naenda to another site, nikipatana nayo kwa barabara.
Na kuuza.
Na kuuzia. Yes. Ikakuwa biashara na ikashika.
Yeah.
Na ikashika. So one day I remember God came through. I went for my normal marketing ya my eggs. Na kachumbali na kugonga na kutengeneza. And so I met somebody.
Yes.
And he asked me, you guys, you tell me you rear these eggs yourself. So you rear the chicken yourself. Yes. So can you get me around 800 trays?
Wow.
I'm like, yes, me, na biashara, yes.
Yes.
And immediately I left there, I called my husband and I told him, kuna mtu anataka mayai tray 800. Can we get them? And he was like, yes, we can.
Wow.
So we took it up. He went round. The farmers were lucky enough to have an animal feed. So what happened is that he knew who were feeding on layers.
Yes.
And so he went to the specific farmers, talked to them, and they supplied. And the order was successful. So when we supplied the first time, the second time, and the third time, we were signed the contract at GIC. By the end of the day, we felt like it was worth it. So we began supplying through the help of the farmers, of course, because by then we didn't have our own supply.
Yes.
So after that, We also found some other outlets, which I would say they were doing well.
What do you mean found other outlets for the eggs?
For the eggs, like even for the cuckoo, you remember it's our cuckoo we are trying to market the produce.
Yes.
So like for the cuckoo themselves, you have like around 30 jogos and they're fighting. You can't eat all of them.
Yes.
So what do? You go around the meat joints, tell them I have these cuckoos I am selling. So they subscribed.
Yes.
And they did so well. They loved our chicken. And so they would ask, do you have eggs? Yes, we do. And we would supply double. And just like that, we found ourselves into the market.
Wow.
So around supplying the eggs and part of the Kienyeji chicken, we also found ourselves into crisis because the market value for the egg has gone up. And remember, you've signed a contract thinking that you're able to supply. Now it has surpassed your target. And so no farmer is willing to give you their eggs. So what do? At this particular time, you're in crisis. So you have to go to the market and look for those eggs because you have to supply.
Yes.
So after that, we felt like it's a good venture. And we decided, why not do the layers?
Oh, okay.
So amidst doing the layers and selling eggs, we also had people asking us, you guys, you're doing well in eggs, you're also doing well in Kienyeji, why can't you try broilers? So he talked to a guy who does McFries, and he agreed he will do another.
Yes.
So we started with broiler. We sold the first round. Then the second round, when the chicks were 2 days old, hey, lockdown.
2020 COVID.
2020 COVID.
Yes.
We had 2 days old chicks. And remember, this is now the second round we're doing broilers. So what do you do from there? Will you kill all of them? You can't. So you're raising them. Where will you take them? That was the question. We started again with the word of mouth. I have broilers I'm selling. I would tell our neighbors. He would tell his friends. They came in. So we also realized the first week imeisha and they hazikuisha. So what happens? They are eating. They ain't stop eating.
Yes.
So we agreed. Anytime they surpass a week, we had a 50 shilling.
Oh, okay.
So tukaendelea hivyo, zingine zikafikisha dhao. And guess what? By the time zinafika dhao, hey, those cuckoos were very delicious. You know, zile delicious, they were big.
Yes.
They were big like this, and people loved the meat more. People loved the fully grown up chick rather than the 6 week ones.
Yes.
So what happened? We felt like these are good biashara. We subscribed, and again we brought another lot.
It is a blessing in disguise, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we asked ourselves, what next? We opened a joint.
Nice. Where in Kikuyu?
Yeah, in Kikuyu. So we set up a shop. The first day we go with 10 chicks, 10 chicken.
Fully grown chicken.
Yes, the big ones, the big plus size. Zilikuwa zinafika almost 3 kgs. We managed to sell 4.
Wow.
With
On a
day
first
one.
Day. Yes.
Yes, with day one. So kutoka hapo, we can say the rest is history.
The rest is history. So today you sell like how many per day?
Per day. From 50 to 100.
Wow. Per day.
Per day.
What do we need to know
When
when
you want to
rearing?
start
If I want to start a chicken business,
Yeah.
what do I need to know?
Yeah. All right, good. Now, if you need to start a chicken business, the first thing to identify is what works for you.
Yes.
There's the debate whether the broilers are more profitable than the layers, whether Kienyeji is more profitable than which one. So start with what works for you,
Yes.
because there's someone who is working 8 to 5. They don't have time to brood chicks
chicks,
oftenly. So broilers will not work for them.
Yes.
Because like you see for the broilers, you're brooding them for about 2 to 3 weeks. within another 2 to 3 weeks they are gone.
Yes.
You need to bring in another flock. So you need to brood again. So after every 1 month, you'll be brooding. So if that aligns to your schedule,
Yes.
the broilers could work for you.
Yes.
If that does not work, you see, like for the layers, we just need to brood once. So we brood the layers for those 3 weeks. After that, they are good to go. So they are going to start laying at around 4.5 months. They're going to lay for the next 1 year. So for the next 1 year or so, you don't need to worry about brooding chicks. So get what works for you. In terms of money, they're almost all the same.
Yes.
In terms of the returns, they're almost one and the same. Broilers give you a quicker return because within 5-6 weeks you've sold,
Yes.
you've recovered your money. Kienyeji, you'll need to feed them for about 4 months.
Yes.
So that you can offload them to the market. So you need capital to sustain you for the 4 months.
Yes.
So for the layers as well, you need capital for the first 4.5 months.
So that they start laying eggs.
So that they start laying eggs. You get quality chicks, get quality feeds, get the right advice on how to do your chicken house, how to just do the chicks from day one all the way. So that comes in handy.
How many chicken on the lowest,
Yeah.
or how much money do I need to start by investing in a chicken business? Or maybe how many chicks should I start with?
Okay. One thing that works is the numbers. The numbers is what works.
Yeah.
If you're doing it as a business, don't keep less than 100 birds because on average the broilers are going to give you 100 shillings in profit.
Yes.
On just a good average. So 100 times 100, that's around 10k.
Yes.
So if you're doing less than 100 birds and you go wrong somewhere, you're likely to lose everything.
Yeah.
So the higher the numbers, the better.
The safer you are.
The safer you are.
That's
So
the
that's
mind game he played.
yeah. So
Understand.
if you have 500 birds,
Yes.
you're likely to make 50,000.
Yes.
So even if you made a loss of 10,000, you still make your 40,000. So at that point in time, you won't feel it so much. So if you had 50 chicks and say you made a loss, maybe they delayed to go to the market, you bought an extra bag of feeds at 3,000-4,000. So you are likely to make 5,000, you've incurred 3,000, so all your profit is gone.
Yes.
So the more the numbers, the better.
What are measures you take for the safety?
For the safety one, we ensure that, for instance, when you're coming in,
Yes.
you need to leave your shoes out, wear the gumboots. That's what you're going to use inside here. Have an apron so that at least in case of anything, my clothes are covered with the apron when within the farm, or for the team members who are on the farm.
Yes.
So that and just routine disinfection, so that at least every month, just make sure we disinfecting the chicken houses. That has worked for us. That has worked for us. Plus to just minimize on labor. To just make sure that the process are a bit flawless. We've tried to automate a few things.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
Yes, so like for those that are past brooding, water is one of the biggest item where you spend so much time. It's labor intensive kuchukua hizo drinker, kujaza maji, kuleta. Now there are two sides to it. That one, it's a lot of work, na pia hizo drinker kuna high chances zitamwaga maji. So your chicken house is going to be wet.
Yes.
Once it's wet, bacteria it breed from there. So you're going to start battling diseases. So to just try and cap that, so we've invested a lot in like the automatic systems.
Yes.
So water will just flow. So once they've put in feed, so they don't need to worry about the water. So wherever I am, I don't need to worry whether my team remembered kuongeza maji saa 7, sijui saa ngapi. Maji itakuja at least for the feed. It's just once at most twice in a day. So rarely watasahau kuongeza chakula. But for the water it's quite cumbersome. So once in a while utapata walisahau. So it's safer
when it's automated.
Yes, when it's automated.
Also, do you have people you look up to in the farming? Do you have farms, other farms that people that mentor you, probably people that you say one day this is where we would want to be? Yes.
Currently working with lots of vets. We work closely with Kienyeji. We have Dr. Apollo from Kienyeji. So they've been very supportive to the farm. We have Pembe Feeds. Dr. Edith has been quite supportive to the farm. So like bi-weekly, so they'll always come and do some assessments to just ensure if we keep in track, or we lost track somewhere. So we'll always keep checks on those. So it's very important because for them, that's what they've trained on, that's what they're doing on a daily basis. So they're able to pick up a few things that me and you ordinarily will just see this is kawaida. Yes, so at least, yes.
What kind of mentorship do you do? Do you charge, or how do you go about it?
At the moment, we're not charging because we have an outlet for the farmers where we supply them with feeds and chicks. So for the farmers who are willing and they have the time, we welcome them to the farm. We can schedule a day where they just visit the farm, then we can take them through so that we're saying that for the day-old chicks, when we're talking about a brooder, this is how you need to just ensure your brooder is made, to just ensure the warmth is there, the ventilation is there. In terms of feeds, this is what you need to do. These are the things to avoid. So we bring them to the farms, and occasionally, maybe quarterly, we have trainings where then we have the specialists from the companies coming and just doing a field day. Where they'll just come and we can invite farmers to a central place, train them. For the farmers who feel they need the assistance on their farm, we'll visit there, or we will as well send the vets to them. Yes.
So is there a process of vaccination? How often do you do the vaccination and why is it important?
Yes. Well, it's very important to vaccinate the birds. You see what the vaccines will help the birds with is just making sure that their body mechanism is ready to fight with the disease just in case the disease occurs. You see, just like we were vaccinated against corona. Yes, corona, polio, and all these other things. So for the different breeds, say like when you're talking about the broilers, the layers, the Kienyeji, they all have their own schedule of vaccines. So there are those that will be vaccinated from day 7, 14, 21. So if it's the broilers, they have their own scheme. The Kienyeji, they have their own scheme. The layers, they have their own scheme. So it's very important to vaccinate them. A good number of the breeders will vaccinate the chicks at the hatchery. However, once you have them on the farm, it's just good to repeat the vaccine because the chick may have missed the vaccination at the hatchery. Kumbuka wametolewa wakiwa 10,000, wanapitishwa kwa ile vaccine. So there are just 1 or 2% chances that walikosa kupata the vaccine. So because it's not if you're serious about the farm,
Yes.
the vaccine for 500 doses would at most cost you 1,000. So that's just about 2 bob per bird. So it's worth vaccinating than just risking that the birds may someday contract a disease.
We have this fear in the market, and not me alone, not him alone, many people. Zimedungwa shindano. What is that? What happens? Okay, and you do it.
No. A capital N-O. We don't.
Yeah.
That is why we had to be specific that these are not boosters we're giving.
Yes.
They are basically
The normal
vaccines.
vaccines. Yeah.
Yes, they are basically the normal vaccines. So for boosters, I might not talk much about because sijaiziona.
Yes.
And one thing I pride ourselves with, it's kuwa kuku zetu ziko free from viruses. It's hatujui, okay, they're there. We hear people say ati wanadunga sijui na kangano, I don't know. Inafanya chicken ni puff. Actually, when we are out there in the outlet, people will come and tell you, I bought a chicken in so and so places, and nikiekelea kwa jiko ina turn either ka peach color ama ka greenish color ama inakuwa kama big G or something. So they keep asking, what is it that you do to your chicken that is different? And we tell them we rear our chicken normally, like we let the chick grow.
Yes.
We do nothing more to it. You just give it time to mature. Yes.
Interesting. What are some of the myths you have had in the market?
There are people who will find big chicken into our shop outlet, and they're like, hii kuku kwa nini iko kubwa hivyo? You know, wamezoea the 6 weeks old.
Yes.
And for us, something we do is that we sell our kuku with kg.
Yeah.
Why with kg? We realized when the kuku is more mature, it's more firm, the meat is tastier, lovely, yummier. If there is such a word. Yes. So utapata hiyo kuku hata ukikula, it has a very unique taste. But it is just because you've allowed it to grow naturally. You've not added vices in it.
Awesome. What has been your worst moment in this farming business?
So there's a time we brooded for a few groups. I think we had like 700 birds.
Wow.
And so at night the lights went off. Kenya Power did their thing. Unfortunately, one of the covers that we'd used on the brooders, it was a sack, so it fell.
They couldn't breathe.
It fell and covered quite a number of the birds.
Yes.
So you wake up in the morning and you get into the brooder and you realize like on that corner there are 50 who are well covered. And you start counting your losses. Remember, the farmers had already paid
for
these birds, and so you start counting your losses. But the good thing is that unaona ni gunia ilianguka.
It was an accident.
It was an accident.
It was not your mistake.
Things happen, so you just learn from it. You just learn from it so that next time you'll be more careful to make sure they are all well fixed.
Yes.
You can never be 100%, but you try what you can.
Yes.
Good, karibu hapa. So hapa tuko na Kienyeji. Just a few birds. These are just about 100. So these are about 3.5 months, going to 4 months on Ken brew. So they are almost ready for the market. So they are almost ready for the market. So good thing about the Ken brew, they are going to gain weight much faster and tasty. Ukitaka pia watage mayai, by the time they're getting to 4.5 months to 5 months, then watataga mayai mzuri. Good. So these are the drinkers that we were talking about. If you check on the rest of the house utapata iko dry mzuri. Sasa kama hapa kuna maji kidogo imemwagika, so like this area they'll need to just clean this to make sure that the house is healthy. Basa maji yao itajiweka tu yenyewe. Once imepata maji ya kutosha inazima yenyewe. So once they drink the water, then automatically inajizima yenyewe, so they have feed. So as long as their house is okay, they have good water, so the birds are going to play, eat, and they are good. So hawa ndio kienyeji. So these are 3 months. We have some 2 months. We have some 1.5 months. We have those that are in the brooding unit, and we have some few jogoo ambao wamebaki kwa those that are mature, and we've been selling them. So now these birds, as long as you keep them long enough, you're feeding them on the right feed, you're going to get the weight. You're going to get the weight. You don't need to medicate these birds for them to be any bigger. Yeah. So I'm sure that some of these, let's see, nipatie hiyo weighing scale hapo.
So this is the measuring process?
So like this one, let's say you're around 2.8 live weight. So you'll get some about 2 kgs of dead weight. So and these are 3.5 months going to about 4 months. So you can be sure that in the next 1 month you're going to get between 3.5 to 4 kgs. That is the live weight. So akichinjo hautakosa about 2.5 to 3 kgs. So that's just the secret of getting big chicken within the market.
So how much
Big plus
if
quality.
if I came to buy,
Yeah.
how much this one is a market is even adding quality, I tell you.
Yeah.
So if I how much is one?
Well, the dead weight, you just do times 600.
Yeah.
So you'll just do 75% of the live weight times 600, and you have 650.
That is our market.
Yeah. So utapata bei yake. So ukikuja unataka ya 1,000 utapata, tunapima tu hapa. Tunapata ya 1,000. Ukitaka ya 1,500 tunapima unapata. So
Because these are the half Kienyeji. What do we call them?
Kienyeji improved.
Kienyeji.
Yes, Kienyeji improved. The original Kienyeji, it's a bit hard to do that commercially.
Yes.
Because between from that being a day-old chick to it maturing, you need about 9 months.
Yes.
So meaning within a year you can only do 1 cycle. So even if you had 1,000 birds, assuming you sell them and you need to brood some more, if you sell those that you started in January, in September, the next bunch will be selling in June. So
Mathematically,
yes,
it's not
the
adding
business
up, not
the business inakuwa ngumu kidogo. Yes, but at least for these ones, then the maths is doable. The maths is doable.
These ones don't bite people.
I used to think so when I was a snake. But now,
I mean, these chicken are not as sleepy as
no. No, when we were the snake,
Yeah.
by then. Yes, but right now, shika moja tuone kama unaweza shika. This is how we can incorporate it.
Yes.
I am going to measure this one.
Yeah.
How many kg? 2.65.
Yeah.
So that's a dead weight of around 1.9, almost.
Yeah. Good. So
they can jump.
yeah. Now one other thing to just make sure is that give your birds enough space, enough feed, and water. So this one feeder at most should feed about 50 birds. So these in this area we just have 100. Hawa nao wanakimbia huko. So at least they have enough feed. What this ensures is that the birds will be uniform. If for instance you have 100 birds and you only have 2 feeders, they'll still work, but then you're going to realize that you have very small ones and very big ones, because the big ones will always eat more. The small ones are left as tiny ones. So to just ensure uniformity, ensure they have space, they have enough water, they have enough feed, and you're good to go. Yeah. Sasa hawa asubuhi wakiwekewa chakula, maji inajileta yenyewe, and you can go wherever you wanted to go. Ukitakuja jioni utapata wako sawa. Not unless there was an accident that happened and maybe pipe ikakatika ikileta maji or something, which rarely happens, but yeah, that's how we do it.
The water comes automatically after how long? How many hours?
No, it runs throughout. So hii maji iko kwa tank pale juu. We have an elevated tank, so then the piping is done from the elevated tank. So anytime wakikunywa maji ipungue hapa chini, the weight of this bell goes down, so ikipanda kidogo maji inatoka. Yes, maji ikijaa hapo inafunga yenyewe. Yes. Yeah.
And just an interesting technology.
Yeah.
It is very easy to detect and to tell whether your cuckoos are okay. Why? You just come and make time with them. You just come,
Spend time
silent,
here.
Yes, you just observe, tembee na wao. They will tell you whether they are about to be sick. They'll tell you whether they are very okay.
Yes.
And they will tell you the predicaments. If you came in and you found like 20 zimelala, you'll ask yourself a question.
Questions, yeah.
If you come and they are all over you, poking you, and
Yeah.
they're telling you you're
We
very
are
okay.
okay.
So sisi tuko mpaka na ward.
Yes. Now what?
Ward.
Yes. Oh.
Tunaitanga ICU.
Oh.
Akigonjeka you separate.
Wow.
Because chances are akigonjeka and you retain them hapo, the waste yenye atatoa ikiinteract na hizi zingine, most likely they will also get
Sick. Yes.
So what we do, we isolate. Yes.
Awesome.
We isolate, the earlier the better. Yeah.
Interesting. How do you decide on the pricing?
Well, the pricing based on how much feed they've consumed.
Not based on the neighbor who sells chicken is selling at this amount. So
No, you need to do cost accounting.
yes.
Because if you just wake up and say, me, I'm going to sell my chicken at 500.
Yes.
Sindio? Most people, like in Kikuyu, if we were to give an average, like for the broiler chicken, in Kikuyu, you'll find most of the vendors will lose around 500, 550. So if you sell yours at 500, ama your 550, and it has consumed more.
Yes.
Remember, for us, we said we are allowing the chicken to grow naturally and to mature naturally. So whatever you're taking into the market, it's something mature. Of course, it may consume much from our pockets.
Yes.
So if we go with the market rates, my friend, tutakuwa tumeuma nje. But if we do the costing, tunajua a chick moja ama kuku moja in a day ina consume around 130 grams ikiwa fully grown, si ndio? And each chick imekaa from this to this time.
Yeah.
Iko na employee amekuwa kiangalia. Iko na maji,
imekuwa ikikunywa,
iko na bili ya maji,
ya stima.
ya stima. Iko pia na ile vaccines, we say. So if you put all those together, it will give you a good margin. What we do, we don't take a lot of margin.
Yes.
But at least because now we have the numbers, we recover from the numbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome, interesting. This is why I said, guys, you need the education. At least be informed. Usifanye vitu juu wengine wanafanya. Yeah, just be you, do your costings properly, ndio ufanye biashara poa.
Well, we have eggs that are bigger than others. What happens? I think tu ni kuku itakula tu, inaamua tu ikule imalizie wengine. There is nothing abnormal about it. So kuku ikifeed vizuri, it will always give you some good mayai. Yes. Very big ones, actually. Like this one.
Yeah.
That one. You see, with the very first lot, I struggled with something. I used to feed my kuku the Kienyeji way, and they would give very big eggs, actually bigger than that. And you would find zingine zinakatalia, zinashindwa kutoka because of the size.
So it's actually not very advisable when your chicken are giving you these plus size eggs. You'd rather
want to buy.
No. As the farmer, I'd rather my chicks give me these average, average eggs, because for this, either the chicken is going to struggle to lay that egg. So
the struggle of laying and giving birth is the same.
this happens on a daily basis. So if it strains on a daily basis, you can be sure that either some of those eggs might fail to come out, and just now, if it fails to come out, then it starts to rot, and so you've lost that bird. You've lost that bird. So it's not an advantage to us actually to have quite a number of birds that are doing these plus size eggs. We just rather they're doing the average, the medium size eggs. So these work, and as long as they are on good feed, you're going to get some very good uniformity on the eggs.
Like that.
The
like
shares
this
are,
one is deformed.
yeah, it's a bit deformed.
Haina hata shape ya mayai.
And hiyo kuku ina struggle.
Yes.
Struggle. You know, just like a mother would struggle na daktari anaamua.
Yeah.
Yes.
The same.
Naitwa Bednego Machari. So venye unaona huku tuna vitu tofauti. Tuko na hao kuku wadogo, tuko na wakubwa, tuko na mayai. Tuko na kuku mpaka walayers pia.
Yes.
So
ni nini unafanya hapa kwa hivyo?
So hii yangu hapa, hii ni list yangu ya mayai wenye ninakuwa nimerecord, nilikuwa nimechukua at the end of the day. So nikipata siku ikuwe imeisha, ndio na record hapa. Imetoa ngapi na leo ijafikisa kiwango ama imekatalia kiwango fulani kufika maximum ya wale kuku wenye tunao kwa farm. So hiyo tunajaza hivyo, tukiwa tumemaliza kupanga mayai wetu. Siku ikuwe imeisha.
Awesome.
Yes.
So lazima utake stock every day ya mayai.
Ni lazima nichukue kila siku, na lazima pia siku ikiisha turekodi. So ndio sasa hii karatasi tulikuwa tumemaliza siku pia, nayo tunajua siku pia hao kuku wametupea mayai kiwango gani.
Awesome.
Yes.
Nini nyingine unafanya ya mayai? Unapanguza, una clean ukio.
So hao mayai tukichukua huko wanakuanga wako na kama uchafu nini, so ni lazima niwapanguze ndio nipange kwa tray.
Yes.
So nilikuwa nimechukua huko, unajua pia ukichelewa kuenda ndio unapata mayai ni chafu, sababu huwa wanataga kwa zile nyumba yao, wanataga kuwa wengi, so unapata wamefinyana pale, wamevunja. So ndio unapata unaenda hiyo mayai ni chafu kwa sababu nimechelewa kuenda. So nikichelewa kuenda unapata yanipea kazi ya kusema lazima nipanguze na kadhalika. Lakini nikiwa kwa wakati yake na masaa inafaa, kwa hiyo unapata mayai nimechukua kule ni safi. Na pia ningekuja nikizipanga pia ni haraka, natoka hapo naingia place nyingine yenye nataka. Yes.
Awesome. Labda niulize, unaokota mayai mara ngapi?
Inaendana na venye pia hiyo nimeamka kuzipea chakula. Kwa hiyo nikizipea chakula labda kama ni mapema ama ni late, unapata sekta ya kutaga mayai pia inasumbua, inakuwa muda yenye umepanga ya kuendea mayai unapata labda haiko ama ni mingi sana. Inaendana hiyo time nitakuwa nimeipea food. Chakula. So hiyo chakula nikiwa nimeamka labda ni 1:30 pale, utapata hiyo 1:30 nimechukua mayai. Nikiwa nimetoka huko 1:30 nimelisha. So nikiwa nimeshuka pia nitarudi huko 3:20 hivi. Pia nitakuja na mayai
after 2 hours.
Tena nikikakaa najua nakuja napanguza hiyo yenye niko naweka kwa tray. Zinakuwa sawa tena 5:00. Ninarudi tena 5:00 kuchukua. So hiyo 5:00 tena nitateremka, ikifika 7:20 nitaenda tena kulisha na ambapo nichukue tena mayai ingine.
Awesome.
So nikiwa nimemaliza hivyo nikichukua mayai ingine nikuja nayo nitarudi tena 11:00. Nikidhani hiyo ndio masaa nitakuwa nafunga mayai yenye kuku wametaga na kwa siku. So ndio nikuje nikiwa nimemaliza kupanga ndio nichukue hiyo kalisti yangu sasa nikuwe nimechukua hesabu nione ilikuwaje haikufikisha maximum na kwa nini imefikia hapo. Yes.
Awesome. So we are learning, and maybe Flo unaweza tuambia hiyo mayai ikipasuka in a day unaweza pata imepasuka mayai mingi. What do you do with that egg?
Well, we insist.
Yeah.
We insist and we ensure we also try as much as possible to reduce the breakage.
Yeah.
But pia ikikuwa ni lazima kukue, that is what mostly zitakuwa consumed kwa farm. And maybe assuming maybe imepasuka ikiwa kwa duka, you also look at the state.
Yes.
Unajua kuna yenye inaweza kakua imepasuka haiwezi hata okote. Hiyo inakuwa
hiyo ni loss tu.
Hiyo ni loss umehesabu. But pia kuna yenye maybe ni crack ama ilipekiwa. That one we sell at a slightly lower price, of which you don't like encouraging that so much. Yes. We ensure quality.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. We are learning.
So these are part of the mature broilers. So sasa kama wako week 6 going to 7. So at week 6 going to 7, acha tuone in terms of their weights. So kama huyo wako about 2.35. So by now I'm sure wale wengi wakubwa wameharvestiwa already. So hawa wamebaki ni wale wengi walikuwa wadogo. So they are also picking up. So that's around 2.5 or 2.6. So the secret of getting these big birds is just making sure that our kuku, as long as you didn't harvest them at the 5 weeks or 6 weeks, then the more anaendelea kukaa kwa farm, definitely the bigger they're going to get. So don't be surprised ukienda upate kuku wa 2 kg, 3 kg. It doesn't mean that necessarily huyo kuku amepewa dawa or anything. Just give them feed, give them water, they're going to grow and they're going to perform. Yeah. So as long as you have a good environment for them, they're going to grow, they're going to be uniform. So around 2.6.
They require huge circulation of air.
So they need space.
Space and air.
Hapa pia ukiangalia in terms of aeration, at least there is a free flow of air. So hewa itaingia huku iende ikitoka huko. So that at least helps to just make sure that nyumba yako haipati maji sana. So as long as you house is clean, the birds will be clean, they are going to be healthy, they are going to grow. So it becomes a plus for the birds. So maji itajiweka tu yenyewe hapa kwa drinker as long as it is well set and positioning yake pia iko mzuri, watakunywa maji, hakuna kumwaga maji. So that also goes a long way in making sure that nyumba yao iko sawa and the birds are comfortable. Yeah, that's how we do it here. Maybe once we go to the brooding area, then we're going to see about the chicks.
Maybe Kim, if I may ask,
Yeah.
when I am constructing my house, because you talked about, you know, enough air circulation.
Yeah.
What do we need to know?
All right. When we're doing the chicken house, you realize like here, we just have around 3 feet is covered. The rest of the chicken house is open. So with that, then you're able to ensure circulation ya hewa. Just make sure that in this area, the wind flows from this side towards that side. So that's why this side is not covered, that side is not covered, so that there's going to be free flow ya hiyo hewa. Again, for us, we have the high roof, so that also ensures there is a better circulation of air. If our roof is lower, then we need to also lower this so that we can just raise this to maybe about 2 feet, have more ventilation to just make sure that we're compensating for that, because at the end of the day, chakula ambayo broilers wanakula iko intensive, so they need a lot of oxygen as well to digest the feed. So we need to balance the two. So if you're giving them, like for the broilers, they have mash, they have crumb, they have pellets. Our at this age wanakula pellets, so they need a lot of oxygen to digest your feed. So that's why they need good circulation of air, as well as good circulation of air. Huku chini iko sawa na pia maji iko sawa. Yeah. So these are
that's their food.
Yes. So when it's pelleted, it's just make sure that every bird is getting the same thing. When it's just mash, kuna yule atakula some particles, mwingine asikule zingine. So, but when it's pelleted, at least you are sure of better uniformity for the birds. So there are those farmers who don't want to brood. So they want someone who can brood for them. After brooding for them, then you can sell to them at 1 month. So these are 1.5 months. Walikuwa wengi. So kuna wale walipelekewa wakulima wakabaki. So now these ones we just rearing them for our own consumption for our customers.
Yes.
Yeah, so these are about 1.5 months. So within another 2 months or 2.5,
Yes.
they should be ready for the market as well.
Market.
Yes, kuna mmoja wawili ambao wameruka kutoka kwa wale wa 2 months huko.
Yeah. It is the most delicate thing na zikiwa hivi.
Wakiwa hivi either maji yao ikuwe chafu at this age, ni watoto, so wakikosa chakula watataka wakule anything and everything huku chini.
Yes.
Well, you realize kama hawa kuna a few drinkers huku chini.
Yes.
The reason as to why we have the drinkers there and this other one is switched off is because they were being given some vitamins. So the vitamins sababu haitawekwa huko kwa tank, so that's why wanapewa through those drinkers. But you realize the drinkers watachafua hiyo maji haraka sana. So it needs to keep being changed maybe after every 4 to 5 hours. Hiyo maji inabadilishwa, but then it's always safer to use the drinkers. It's always safer to use the drinkers. So again, as we said, just make sure that you have enough feeders, enough drinkers. Your birds are going to be comfortable. They're going to feed and grow healthy. Yeah, so kuna hao ambao wako hapa mbele, wako hapa, they are 2 months old.
So they're not supposed to interact?
Yes, because watasumbua wale wadogo.
Hey, 2 months, 2 months they look this big.
Yes.
Oh, you can see the difference.
Yeah.
This is 2 months old.
Yeah, these are 2 months old. So our huku in another about 2 months.
Yes.
Then these should be ready for the market. This is where we do slaughtering from. And why we do the slaughtering from here is because we want to maintain the quality of meats.
Yes.
And to just make sure, well, we keeping up the best practice ambayo itahakikisha damu haijaklot huko ndani na nini. So in so these are called killing corns. So on these killing corns, you just need kuweka kuku hapa.
Oh.
Then so kichwa itatokea huku chini. So kichwa ikitokea huku chini tukikata, so it basically means that the blood is going to drain. So that makes sure that the meat is halal. Yes.
How many chicken do you slaughter per day?
50 to 100.
50 to 100.
Yeah.
How many people do you need to do that?
Well, you just need, even one person will do that.
For how long? 50 chicken.
One person for 3 hours, they'll be done with that piece of work.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
2 to 3 hours, they're already done with that piece of work.
Yeah. So we are,
Yes.
we are slaughtering these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Oh.
Now, what this also ensures is that, you see, like for the broilers, they are not very hardy.
Yes.
So the alternative ni umkanyange chini, ukanyange
Of
miguu,
course.
mabawa. So utavunja mabawa,
Uh-huh.
utavunja joints mingi za huyo kuku.
Yes.
Barakiwa hapa ndani, so you're not going to injure mabawa, hautainja miguu na nini. So kuku wako wako sawa, hawezi toka hapo apotee. So tutampatia maybe kama a few minutes, drain damu, then after that there is the firing where we boil the water.
Yes.
Defeathering, and they are packaged,
And they are
ready for the market. Now what we also make sure our kuku wakitoka hapa, so they are chilled. So maybe when you pass by the shop, you will see that. So we don't freeze chicken.
Yes.
We chill the chicken, and again, just because we do fresh chicken every day. So as much as iko fresh, kuku, if you slaughter right now, and you want to sell this chicken 6 hours later,
Yes.
sababu kuna mtu atanunua jioni akitoka kazi, so hiyo nyama itakuwa ishaanza kupata bacteria. So that's why we chill the chicken. Yes, for about 8 hours or so. So unaweza nunua saa amechinjwa, saa hiyo utakuja ununue ako sawa, ama kama sio utapata ako chilled. Yes, but we don't freeze the chicken. Yes,
awesome.
to keep the quality. Welcome to this the layers farm.
Woo, these ones are mini. Hey.
Kidogo tu. Kidogo tu.
How many are these?
1,000.
They are 1,000. So this is beautiful. So what is here, and what are we looking into?
Good. So these are layers. They just turned 2 months old. So this has been the brooding units. This where we've been brooding this particular bunch. So why this is a bit covered, ukiangalia, it's because for the first 1 month they needed the warmth. They needed enough warmth before we develop enough covering on their bodies. So that's why this is still a bit covered. But then by end of this week, when they are 2 months, then they should be moving to the next area where they at least have more space. They can spread, they can play around, they can do a few more things. So yeah, that's what we do. So here we just brood, then from here they transition to the other area where they're able to go and enjoy some more freedom, more space, ndio wapate kugrow. So for these ones, God willing, we are expecting that in another 8 to 10 weeks they should be starting their production. That is your mayai. So what is very critical for these particular birds, just make sure that they are in the right conditions, sababu akidevelop shida kutoka hapa utamove na hiyo shida all along the 1 year that they are going to be laying. So kama sahi utapata they look a bit squeezed because they've outgrown this space. That's why we need to move them to the bigger area. So to make sure that lazima uhakikishe huku chini iko dry, they have enough feed, they have enough water. So for these, now that they have a few drinkers, a few feeders, you must make sure that after every maybe 2 to 3 hours, you have someone attending to them, making sure that the water is replenished, the feed is replenished, to make sure that you have uniform birds, the weights are okay. Usipowachunga vizuri at this age, utapata wata develop mayai ya kutosha. Wakishika infections pia at this age, it affects the ovaries, the reproductive system. So production itakusumbua huko mbele. So this is the most critical stage for the layers. From day 1 up to when they get into around 4 months, very critical for them. Yes. So the air inside the air must be clean. Huku chini ni kusafi, chakula ni safi, maji wako nayo, to just make sure that then you have the right quality. So awesome. That's for the layers unit when we're brooding. Yes, maybe we see more in those who are already producing.
Yes.
Tuone vile wanaendelea pande hiyo.
So these ones here are meant for your production, or you sell them to
No, these
farmers?
are just for our own production. Sasa hivi faranga wamekuwa scarce.
Yes.
So we'd hoped to get about 3,000 to 5,000. We only have 1,000. So our ni for just our own rotations.
Yes.
Yes, so that tukiuza wale wanamaliza production, we have a bunch. Hopefully by the time wao wanaanza kuproduce, we'll be having another bunch. We brood, then to just keep adding to our capacity.
Awesome.
Yes.
I wanted to know your process of getting the right people to work with.
Yeah.
And maybe we need to learn 1 or 2 things.
Yeah.
Because if there are any challenges, how
Yeah.
are you able to overcome the challenges?
Yeah.
And how many employees do you have?
All right. Well, at the farm, right now we have around 6, around 60 members at the farm. We look for people who are willing to learn and ready to work. That is just what is critical to us. We don't mind investing time training staff member for a month or 2. We just attach them to those who've been experienced on the farm, so that they get to learn the different things to do, what not to do, and it's worked for us. Occasionally you'll have a miss here and there, but we just try as hard as possible to make sure we at least have an additional team member within the farm, so that just in case of anything, if someone wanted to go and leave, there's someone who can relieve them. If there's an issue somewhere, then you have someone who can step in. And the fact that we're also hands-on, hawatakosa kukula nikiwa. Nitakuja niwapee chakula, niwapee maji and everything, just making sure that you can also farm yourself. Yes.
Finally nimepata mama ya Kim na Flo. Yeah, I told you it's a family business and I am sure wakati Kim and Flo mentioned their mom, here she is and atatuambia ni nini hiyo ilimfanya amente watoto wake. Labda mam, tumeambiwa wewe ndio pioneer wa hii biashara.
Mimi ndo nilianzilia.
So imekuwa aje na ulikuwa umefanya kwa miaka ngapi kabla wachukue kuanze kuifanya?
Nilikuwa nimefanya kama more than 10 years.
Kumaanisha hii ndio ilisomesha Kim?
Ndio, iliwasomesha na kuwalea.
So kuna wazazi wengi wanasomesha watoto wao na shinda. Alafu mtoto anakuja anakuambia anataka kukua farmer. Au siki frustrated?
Hapana. Wamesoma kabisa paka university, lakini wakisema anataka kuwa farmer sikuwa frustrated hata kidogo. Kwa sababu najua ni biashara mzuri.
Na at the end of the day ni pesa tunataka.
Ni pesa tunataka.
So ungependa kuambia vijana wandogo aje wengi huko ambao wanachukia mambo ya ukulima?
Ningewaambia wajitahidi kabisa na waingie kwa ukulima kwa sababu iko na pesa hata kuliko kuajiriwa kwa kampuni. Iko na pesa mingi.
Awesome. Labda kwa Kim na Flo, umeona wakifanya biashara aje, kitu ambayo unaangalia na kufurahisha?
Wanafanya biashara vizuri, sababu naona wanajitegemea na mambo yao yanaenda vizuri.
Awesome. Wakati huo ulikuwa unalima, unaweka hizi kuku na sahi. Unajua maisha imekuwa ngumu. Chakula kimepanda, kila kitu. Unaweza compare aje wakati huo kufanya biashara na sahi, na unaweza advise wana biashara aje?
Tuseme siku hiyo ilikuwa si tunalisha, chakula ilikuwa ni bei rahisi na hata mayai ilikuwa inanunuliwa bei ya chini. Lakini sasa chakula iko juu na mayai nayo yananunuliwa vizuri. Kwa hivyo ukikompare sio mbaya sana.
So ni mzuri. I think at the end of the day ni pricing. Vile unaweka bei ya kuku zako
na vile unaziangalia ujue ndio zitakupatia return mzuri.
Awesome. Asante sana. Ungependa kuambia watu wengi ambao wanakuona aje kuhusu ukulima wa kuku?
Ningewaambia wajitahidi walishe kuku vizuri na wazipatie chakula vizuri.
Asante sana ma'am, tumeshukuru.
Asante.
So yeah, I know we've had conversations on CREST FARM. We still have Kim and Flo here, and it's amazing. It's just so amazing that we've been learning so much about chicken and the processes that they go, you know, by the time you get your egg, by the time you get your chicken, there's a process that they have to go through. And we are here at their other shop, where they are selling chicken feeds. And maybe Kim, you can tell us what is the relationship between here and the chicken?
Well, the relationship between here and the farm is that kuku anakula chakula badala ya kustore mingi kwa nyumba tunaweka hapa ndio tusaidike na mkulima asaidike. That's why tunaiweka hapa.
Awesome.
Yes.
Did you start this shop before between the chicken and the feeds?
Yes.
Which one came before?
Well, the shop came before.
Or the feeds?
Yes, the feeds. The feeds came before. Yeah, these came from our parents. They started these. So when they retired from selling, then we just tried to improve a few things here and there to see how better we can continue supporting farmers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It is one. How has having a shop, the feed, the chicken feed shop, how has it boosted your chicken rearing business?
Well, at least it has ensured that we have the quality that we need and when we need it, so that we sure that we can plan adequately. We know that for the next maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, the demand for starter is X, so there is enough stock for our farm and for the farmers around. So we're just able to be sure that there is enough of whichever quality of feed we need.
Yeah.
Yes, so the consistency in quality, it has gone a long way.
Ah.
Yes.
Awesome. Do you make the feeds?
No, we
can
don't
just
attempt. We don't attempt to make any of these feeds.
Yes. Why? Why is it that you don't make your own?
Well, right now we've not grown to that level.
Yes.
Hopefully, maybe sometime in future we'll
Yes.
grow to that level.
Yes.
But for now, we only distribute.
So you work with farmers around, and earlier on you had mentioned that usually you have farmers around where you also get eggs and chicken from,
Yeah.
or actually sell to them
Yeah.
the chicken. So what does that mean basically in terms of contact between you and the farmer?
The good thing here, we do chicks and feeds. So we're able to distribute the chicks, the feeds. So that gives us a good network of farmers. So we're able to know that this week we've given 10 farmers X number of broilers.
Yes.
So that when it comes to harvesting, we also know that maybe by next week we expect these 5 farmers, their birds to be ready for the market. We expect to have these eggs in the market. It has helped us control to just be able to more or less standardize the quality, because we're sure that if we have customers who need the rich yellow yolk eggs, we know that you can achieve that with maybe the pembe layers. So we know the farmers who are using that. So when we need that particular type of egg, we know from the farmers to collect. We know the farmers who are doing Kienyeji. So it has just made it a little bit easier to connect the pipeline.
So maybe my last question, we are talking to so many farmers out here.
Yeah.
And the farmers that are really interested to get into, the market, probably to start the chicken, farming. What would you tell them when it comes to chicken feed?
Well, when it comes to feed, you'll always hear a debate that chakula ya pembe or these other top brands is expensive. But then when it comes to the results that you're able to get, then you're able to achieve, assuming I'm doing my broilers. So you're able to harvest your broilers at between day 30 to 35 at around 1.5, the weight, dead weight, 1.5. Another farmer is going to use maybe a low quality feed that birds up to 6 weeks, 6.5.
Yes.
So they'll end up spending more time, more bags. So for us, I'd rather to get the same value. So utapata mwingine amepatia this particular brand of feeds to the layers. So they are achieving 75%. The best they've done is 80. Maybe they were trying to save 200 shillings. Wape chakula quality, pata 90% production. The extra 1 or 2 trays are going to cover for the 200 or 300 shillings extra.
Are there moments where you can have food that probably is poisonous and dangerous to the chicken? And at what point, or it's very rare?
Well, very rare you're going to have such incidents because in case there is any complaint with any of the feeds, at least the good thing working with the reputable companies. So if we raise a complaint on any of the bags they delivered, they'll come collect it, take it back to the company, do an analysis and send back the summary or just advise what was wrong. In case the farmer used the feeds and they didn't get the expected results, we also able to visit the farm and just go gather enough data to just see where the misses may have been or where the challenge may have been. So at least working with reputable brands, then they take care of that particular bit of the
You're
risk.
safer.
Yes, you safer. You
Do they
safer.
take care of the cost just in case you sold a field
Yeah.
and something by bad luck happens and
Yeah.
you know it doesn't go well with the chicken farming to the
Yeah.
person that you sold to?
Yes.
Does the companies take responsibility?
Yes. If the company representative comes and we take a few samples and we're able to ascertain that the feed had an issue,
Yes.
then they're going to compensate you for the feeds
Yes.
that you'd purchased, and they're also going to negotiate for maybe the loss that the farmer has incurred. But we thank God we've not had any serious issues around that. Yes, once in a while there could be an issue with maybe chicks.
Yes.
And the good thing, again, working with the reputable companies,
Yes.
they're able to send their vets, they'll come, do an assessment. In case genuinely there was an issue, they're going to compensate the entire bunch of birds and any other costs that were incurred. So they are keen to do that. But they're also more keen to ensure that the quality they are delivering is up to standards.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I think
Most
that's it for
welcome.
today.
Yes.
Asante sana.
Huku wanaitwa black soldier flies. So it's a new concept that we're working on. Why the black soldier fly? The black soldier fly, their larva is a very good source of protein for birds, for the poultry, for fish, for poultry, for fish, for pig farmers. So the black soldier fly, they almost belong to the same family na the house flies, only that these are way different. Ukiangalia huyu ni mkubwa kidogo kuliko the kawaida house flies, so these are slightly bigger. The concept of this ni kuwa once you have the flies, they are going to lay eggs. Ukiangalia hizi mbao ambao ziko huku ndani, so on these wooden pallets, this is where they lay their eggs. So inside here is where they are going to lay their eggs. Then after every 2 days or so, we're going to come and collect the eggs. So to collect the eggs, nitafungua hiyo and check keenly through. So kama hapa hawajatagia mayai, so this one I'll need to return it. So those ambao ziko na mayai tunaitoa by scratching with kambao kadogo. Hiyo mayai tuna incubate kwa feed, the chicken feed, for 2 to 3 days. Watakuwa wamehatch. Once they hatch into some very small larvae. Feed them the first feeding. After 3 days, the second feeding. So by the time they are between 9 and 14 days, you're able to harvest larvae, which you can feed to the birds. During the second feeding, kama you're doing fish farming, you can harvest at that stage and feed them to the fish. And yeah, it's a high source of protein, said to be better than omena and quite affordable than soya. So that is what we trying in these new units, to just make sure that then we're able to supplement our cost of feed. Then wanakula mbolea ya kuku na matunda kutoka huko kwa soko. So wakimaliza kukula hiyo mbolea kuku na matunda, once we sieve these, we then end up with some very good organic fertilizer like this one that we have here. So this is some very good organic fertilizer. So this is we can say it's almost 90% natural, because hii ni chicken waste plus the market waste of avocado or any other market waste, the vegetables, fruits and what have you. After you feed them, they are going to eat, digest and give us very good manure which is fully compost. So hii unachukua una apply directly kwa mimea ikiwa huko kwa shamba. And yeah, so for those that have not been harvested, so we have these are almost in their final stage. So from this stage, they are then going to grow into flies. They are going to shed off, they shed off the hard cover. They become flies. Taga mayai. After wametaga mayai, then you can get some more larvae. So this is what we're doing. We hope that in the very near future we then to do this fully commercially to produce enough larvae both for our own farm and for the farmers around us.
Yeah, I was just about to ask,
Yes.
how do you benefit from, producing or from this process?
Yes, for this now the larva, before it gets to this stage, unfortunately much of it has been harvested this week. So before it gets to this stage where it turns dark, you can harvest these and feed to the chicken. Either when they are alive, or you can dry these on the sun and feed them to the chicken. Yes, so when you dry, you can store them for longer. If you're just feeding ile kiasi ambayo inatosha hiyo siku, so you can feed just as they are. Yeah.
Where do you get them from?
The initial stock, black soldier fly, we got this from JKUAT. So they came and helped us to set up the facility. So then from there, zenyewe tu zina propagate. Yes, so utapata wame transition to inzi and their life cycle is quite kidogo. So within from day 1 to around day 14, 15, they are already transitioning to flies. So from there they are going to lay eggs for the next about 7 days. So you collect your eggs, hatch them. It takes only about 3 days to hatch the eggs. And yeah, you have your larva. Yes, yes. Mm.
So do you sell the manure?
Yes. We sell the manure.
So much from the chicken?
Now from the chicken, largely we use it here to feed the black soldier flies. So after we feed the black soldier flies and we get this fertilizer, the biofertilizer, this is what we sell now to those who want to go and do farming. So this a kg goes for 50 shillings. That is of this fertilizer. Well dried, well compost. So these you can apply it directly on the plants and good for the plants. We just not say in 100% organic sababu kuku walikuwa wamekula processed food. So that is why it may not be 100% organic, but compared to what we have in the market, then we could almost say it's fully organic. But pia maybe matunda mahali ilikuwa imetoka, maybe huyo mkulima alikuwa ametumia a different fertilizer, a different chemical, so we may not know. That's why we're not saying it's 100% organic. Maybe in future when we have a farm where we're producing vegetables and we have our own waste from the farms, that time we can probably say it's 100% organic, sababu fertilizer itakuwa imetoka kwa BSF. Tunalima mboga ili haitaenda kwa soko, wanakula, wanai-convert into fertilizer. Wale tuta-harvest wanakuliwa na kuku. So pole namna hiyo. Yes. Anyone who is doing farming, you're in the right space because unlike many other industries, the Kenyan population is growing. Every other day the population is growing, and so the demand for food will keep growing. more and more people are becoming more aware of their diets, and so one of the most important components within the diet is protein. Among the different sources of protein that we have right now, it's not really sustainable to produce beef, to produce mutton. And based on whichever small space that you have, you can do chicken, you can do fish, you can do whichever. But then as long as you do it and do it right, you're sure that you're going to make your money. Yes.
Awesome. Why does this have to be in a greenhouse?
Well, the black soldier fly, they need to be in a greenhouse because their temperatures need to be regulated. So hawataki baridi. So that's why at least the greenhouse is able to maintain temperatures. Na pia mchana kukikuwa na joto, the curtains inafunguliwa. So it's helpful for them being in a greenhouse. So the lighting and the warmth is good for them. Yeah.
What else do you do here? You do the breeding?
Yes, so here we also do the brooding for chicks in just the brooders just next to us here. So we do the chick brooding. We've intentionally chose to separate these from the other farms just because the chicks are quite sensitive. So we want to just isolate them from so much activity. So we only have about 2 staff members here fully dedicated to this farm and doing nothing else, so that their work is primarily to just take care of the chicks. When they are of age, when the broilers are at 5-6 weeks, they can be harvested and taken to the other storage facility, where then from there they can be harvested to the market on need basis. But then here purely brooding and rearing for the first 1 month. So at this particular area we don't allow visitors within this area, not unless it's pre-planned, and we've taken care of a number of factors to do with biosecurity. That's the only time we allow visitors here. But because on the other end it's more of a residential place, we may not control so much, but here we working on that. So brooding is just being able to take care of the day-old chicks.
What day old?
1 day old, because you get this from the companies when they are 1 day old. So you need to take care of them. By taking care of them, you need to give them the right temperatures. So you need to ensure that they are in a brooding area where the temperatures are regulated. For the first 1 to 3-4 days, you need temperatures of between 30 to 33 degrees. So you need to ensure that the place they are in, you're able to maintain that particular temperature. You also, now as you maintain the temperature, you also need to take good care of the ventilation to just make sure that yes, they have the temperatures, but there is also good level of circulation ya hewa. So within the brooder, we just doing the same, ensuring that they keep warm. They are fed for the first 2-3 days. They're given vitamins to just make sure that their different systems are able to pick up well. And yeah, make sure that within that 1 month they are going to be in the brooding facility. They've been vaccinated against Guboro, Newcastle. Those are the major vaccines within the first 1 month.
So here specifically, are you just brooding for you or even for other farmers?
We're brooding for our other farm. There is largely the broilers. We also brood Kienyeji alongside the broilers. So for the farmers who don't want to go through the hustle ya kuamka, kuwasha moto, kuhakikisha vifaranga wajalaliana, and you're within our neighborhood, then we'll be glad to supply you the 1-month-old chicks. Yes.
Do you sell
Yeah,
at how much per crate?
for 30. Actually, in Kikuyu, we are the cheapest. giving it at 430.
So mostly you have wholesale clients?
Yes, we do. We supply to the people who are selling around Kikuyu, some from the markets, others who are doing sausages and smoky, others are shops. Yes. And the chicken we also do wholesale. You'll find most of the caterers, they will always come for their chicken here. Some are hotels, so they order in large quantities. We also do per piece. For chicken, we do not only sell a whole chicken, but as you can see, we are using a wing scale, so we can sell any piece from 50 bob upward.
So what are your best moments for this shop? What's the best time that you wholesale?
In the evening. In the evening, like you can tell.
Most people.
Oh, most people will come for the chicken and eggs mostly from 3ish till around 7:30, 8. That's our peak season. Yeah. Yes. Yes. And for the eggs, morning it's a rush. Yes.
So maybe you can tell us how much you sell per chicken, like per kg, or how you sell or package it.
So for our chicken, we do sell broilers at kilo 430, Kienyeji at 650. So every chicken with its own weight. So you have no reason whatsoever not eating a chicken. You might find there are those who love small chicken, especially for the broilers. Those are around 1.2, 1.3, going for around 5 something to 6. And there are also those people who love their big chicken, which goes around up to 3 kgs. Yes, so we got the variety, and we also do pieces, like we can slice and yes, you can do just like a small part of the chicken. Yes.
So when you sell egg, how much do you sell per one egg?
One egg is 13, one egg is 15 bob, meaning if we were to sell all, it would be for 50. That is why we said we have a wholesale price, which is for 30.
Per crate?
Yeah, per crate, currently.
What are you looking into maybe in the next 1 year for the crate?
In the next 1 year, I'm looking forward to a major growth. Right now, per week, maybe we're doing between 500 to 600 kgs. So maybe we look forward for a rise. Yes. And maybe if God's will, we can look forward to maybe giving birth to another young baby. Yes.
So guys, it's been an amazing story. It's been an amazing journey working with Flo and Kim of CREST FARM. Tulisema this is a family affair. So yeah, you can see the couple is here standing, the couple of farmers. So guys, it's been an amazing journey of us learning here and there. And I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for working this journey with us and for being able to learn. Asanteni sana. You can leave us your feedback, your content, your comment. You can share and leave us a like and let us know what you think. And let us know if you've been able to learn 1 or 2, 3 things from these great farmers who are a couple. So asanteni sana. Till next time. Goodbye.